going on, guys? BrettO Live back with another video, and welcome to the Week in Review, episode 176. This is where we go over Raw and SmackDown in a WWE action figure set of style. I'm going to be telling you what happened, tell you what I thought about it. Raw was enjoyable, dude. Raw was an enjoyable show this week. It was good. It was good in my opinion. There was some pretty memorable stuff that happened, some decent moments. Of course, they were in Pennsylvania tonight, Kurt Angle's hometown, so we were able to see the American hero, Kurt Angle. It was freaking awesome. We're going to jump into Monday Night Raw. Let's do it. Starting over here, we opened up the show with a tag team match. It was AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler going up against Damien Priest and Finn Balor. Judgment Day. Of course, we had Rhea Ripley on ringside, causing as a minor distraction. As far as the match goes, it was okay. The match was a pretty decent opener for the show. I thought it got the crowd excited. But as far as anything too memorable, nothing too crazy in this match. In the end, we saw Dolph Ziggler get pinned for the third time in a row on Monday Night Raw. He lost to Theory, and now he's losing to Judgment Day here. So Ziggler's on a losing streak, and I think that is on purpose. I think he's losing matches, getting pinned on purpose. I'm interested to see what Dolph Ziggler is going to be doing after this. Maybe he just flips a switch and just starts winning again. But besides that, Judgment Day pick up the victory. Edge is shown pulling up to the arena. He comes out and he's like, he just starts making fun of the Judgment Day, starts bashing them, and then he's like, I didn't come alone. And then the Mysterios are back. Dominic and Rey Mysterio, they attack the Judgment Day from behind with kendo sticks, but then Dominic hesitates to hit Rhea Ripley because, of course, she's a woman. And Dominic gives the kendo stick to Rhea Ripley. Well, he didn't give it to her, but it's like, you know how Natasha Romanoff calms down the Hulk? That's basically how she did it with Dominic. I'm like, what the heck? And then she got the kendo stick from Dominic, so that's very interesting. That might be foreshadowing Dominic turning to Judgment Day at Clash of the Castle. Very well possible, because him and Rey did have a little talk later in the show. Yeah, I trust you. You trust me? Yeah, I trust you, and this and that. So I'm interested to see what is going to happen in Clash of the Castle. I think Clash of the Castle is going to be really good. That's just my personal opinion. Moving over here, we had Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka going up against a couple local talent. It was pretty boring. As you guys know, I'm not a big fan of enhancement matches. I don't find them entertaining, but of course, this is just to build momentum for this team, because of course they're going to be facing Kai and Sky and Bayley at Clash of the Castle. So this is just building momentum for their match. And of course, Bianca grabbed the microphone, talked a bunch of crap towards Bayley and them. So yeah, definitely building momentum. Moving over here, we had the American hero, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle came out, one of the best freaking wrestlers of all time. He's a American hero, Olympic gold medalist. He won that with a broken freaking neck. This is great. He comes out in his hometown. Before he could get almost like 5 words out, he gets interrupted by Master Gable and Otis. Dude, this was funny, man, in my opinion. I thought this was hilarious. They were having a shoosh battle, and Master Gable's like, you do not shoosh the shoosher. And I was like, oh my gosh, dude, this is so goofy. But then, right as they tried to recruit Kurt Angle to the Alpha Academy, the Street Profits came out because they were about to attack Kurt Angle because he denied the offer, and then it turned into a tag team match. If the Street Profits lose, then Kurt Angle has to join the Alpha Academy. So it's basically Kurt Angle's soul is on the line in this tag team match. I thought the tag team match was pretty good. I did enjoy it. The crowd wasn't really too into it, and I don't really know why either. I thought it was a really good match. In the end, obviously, we saw the Street Profits pick up the victory, and then they celebrated with Kurt Angle with some milk. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was awesome, man. Good to see Kurt Angle back on the show. Mattel, can we please get an Ultimate Edition? Thank you. Moving over here was our main event of the show. It was Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah going up against Kai and Sky for the Women's Tag Team Championships. And I was kind of zoned out during this match. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a pretty obvious one. Dakota Kai and Io Shirai are going to win. Or Io Sky, sorry. I'm like, yeah, for sure. I mean, there were some decent spots in this match. I did enjoy it. Bayley tried to pose as a threat by doing a little distractions here and there. But then Asuka, Bianca, and Alexa came out to distract or just basically chase Bayley away. And while Bayley was distracted, as well as Kai and Sky, Aaliyah made the tag to Raquel Rodriguez. They didn't see it, and then Aaliyah rolls up the wrong man. Aaliyah rolled up Dakota Kai, and she was not legal in the match. If I'm wrong on that, please confirm in the comments. But I don't believe Dakota Kai was the legal man, and Aaliyah pinned the unlegal man in the ring. So I was like, what? Are they actually champs? And the pyro went off. They were tag champs. I thought for sure it was Kai and Sky. I thought really for sure they were going to do that. I would have preferred it to be Kai and Sky, in my opinion, just to build Bayley's group a little more. But we'll see what happens. I think Naomi and Sasha Banks are going to pose a factor, maybe returning at Clash at the Castle to maybe, go after Raquel and Aaliyah. I don't know. We'll see what happens, though. But as far as them winning the titles, shocking, but good for them. Moving over here, we had a little promo video that they filmed before the show. Johnny Gargano was basically just talking about his return last week on Monday Night Raw, and then he got interrupted by Theory. And he was literally just sitting in the crowd during this because, of course, nobody's in the arena yet. It was filmed later that day. And then Theory's like, yeah, I've done everything better than you and this and that. Just, furthering the storyline between the two, which I do like. I'm glad they're not forcing the match on Clash of the Castle yet. They're just doing slow build, which I think is cool, Keep us excited. Don't automatically give us the match right away at Clash of the Castle. I do like it, though. Moving over here, we had an interview conducted by Corey Graves between Seth Rollins and Riddle. This couldn't happen in person because later in the day, Riddle and Seth Rollins were caught fighting out in the parking lot. So they had to do this via satellite, in separate rooms, via cameras, and they did just that. Corey Graves was asking some questions. It got heated between the two guys. Riddle made a little joke about the man, and then Seth Rollins did not take too kindly of that. After Riddle made the joke about, I guess Becky Lynch is the real man in the family, this and that. They go to commercial break, and I'm like, okay, that segment's over, right? They come back, and they're like, oh my gosh, after the segment went off the air, Seth Rollins pissed off Riddle by calling out his wife, saying how she divorced him and took the kids and junk, which I don't know if that's real. I don't know if that actually happened to Riddle. But then Riddle's like, F you, F you, F you. I was like, what? Dude. He said the F-bomb, quote-unquote F-bomb, if you will, 3 times on Monday Night Raw. It was all bleeped out, but I still thought that was freaking crazy, and I really liked it. I'm glad they bleeped it out. I find it more professional. I just think it was great. I loved this segment so much. Moving over here, it was The Miz versus Bobby Lashley one-on-one. This was a match. It was okay. Miz was all distraught because he was afraid that Dexter Lumis was going to try to attack him again and abduct him like he did last week. Miz got distracted by Dexter Lumis, who was up in the crowd, a spotlight shining down on him. And then the lights went out. Ciampa's like, wait, where is he? I don't see him. Ciampa didn't see him. And then Lashley takes advantage, locks in the Hurt Lock on The Miz, and wins the match. Later in the show, The Miz is leaving in his truck, and then he starts driving away, and then Dexter Lumis, a light appears on his face, and he's in the back seat, and he's going to take out The Miz. The Miz was literally just not there all this show. He was worried about Dexter Lumis, so I'm interested to see what happened last week. What did Dexter Lumis do to The Miz? Why is he so, distraught? Why was he so afraid? I don't know. I need more clarification on that, but at least Miz is actually getting a storyline here. I feel like it's pretty good. I thought they were going to do Dexter Lumis with AJ Styles, but I like it with The Miz. I think it's pretty cool. Moving over here, my favorite promo on the show, it was the Bloodline, Sami Zayn. Yeah. Sami Zayn and the Usos coming out, and they were talking about their plan for Friday Night SmackDown, plan for Clash of the Castle. Roman Reigns going to beat Drew, the basic Bloodline talk. And then Kevin Owens interrupts, and right when his music hit, I'm like, yes, 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 because Sami Zayn's in the ring. I want to see them get together. And then there was tension between Jey Uso and Sami Zayn after Kevin came out, because he's like, is this your boy? Am I your boy, Sami? Kevin says. And I was like, oh my gosh. And he does a little handshake with Jimmy Uso to show his allegiance to the Bloodline. He's like, Roman Reigns loves me. That's why I'm with this. And Kevin Owens just keeps on calling out Jey Uso. They started beefing, and then it turned into a match between Jey and Kevin. I thought that was really good. In the end, we did see Sami Zayn almost hit Kevin Owens with a steel chair because Jimmy and the Usos, they were trying to distract the referee. This was the master plan to win the match, but then Sami Zayn couldn't pull the trigger. He couldn't whack Kevin Owens in the face with a steel chair, and that allowed Kevin Owens to pick up the victory over Jey Uso. So the Bloodline's definitely going to be peeved with Sami Zayn for not pulling the trigger on his face. On Kevin Owens' face, but I loved every second of this. I loved the match. I loved this segment. Everything about it, I loved. This is my favorite thing on the show. But yeah, guys, that was Raw in a setup style. I did take a little more time than normal. I just wanted to get everything in. I thought it was a really solid show. In the end, I'm going to give it a solid 3.5 out of 5. That was really good. Let me know what you guys thought about the show down in the comments down below. Continuing the week in review here with SmackDown. Yes, I do not have the SmackDown main event ring in the center of my arena. only because I wanted to display for you guys the new gen arena. I got the WrestleMania skirts on it. I got the new gen stage over there. Feel free, guys, check out the review video on it. It is absolutely amazing. It's not mine, but it is very, very awesome. Starting off first with our opening match of the night, it was a Viking rules match. The ring looked like a freaking boat, a wooden vintage style boat. There was a big horn right on the front of the ring over here that they were fighting on top of. It was the Viking idiots or the Viking Raiders going 2-on-2 tornado tag with the New Day. Hopefully this was the ultimate culmination to the rivalry, because honestly I really haven't been the biggest fan of it between these two, but this match was pretty decent. They opened with a bang. Kendo sticks were being used, chairs were being used. This was great. They introduced 2 tables stacked on top of each other during a commercial break, and then Xavier Woods ended up getting powerbombed through both of them by the Viking idiots, and then Ivar came down and pinned Xavier Woods to pick up the victory. Not a bad way to open up the show. Definitely got the crowd insanely hyped. So yeah, like I said, I hope it's the end of the rivalry. As far as this match goes, it was really decent. Next, we had Karrion Kross going up against basically a local talent. I know it was Drew Gulak, but it's just I kind of feel bad for him. There was no chance in hell that he was going to win this match. Drew Gulak did take the L to Karrion Kross. Obviously, Kross was able to tap him out with a little bear hug on the mat, and then him and Scarlett kind of just walked away. TikTok sending Roman Reigns the message, the basic stuff. Is he going to be fighting Roman after Roman beats Drew, or is Drew going to beat Roman? We'll see. I'm interested to see what Karrion Kross is going to do after Clash at the Castle. Moving over here, we saw the first in-ring action of the MMM, Marseille and Mansoor. They went up against Ashante Diadonis and Top Dollar from Hit Row. This is a pretty decent tag team match. Not bad. We did see Top Dollar and Ashante Diadonis pick up the victory. It was okay. And then during the match, we saw Humberto and Angel Garza come out, do a little distracting. And then the Street Profits came out after the match. And then there was an all-out brawl, kind of. And then the Faces were on top. Street Profits were out there to help Hit Row. I thought this was just really random. I wasn't really the biggest fan of it. I'm not even going to lie. Speaking of things I was a massive fan of, Butch versus Ludwig Kaiser. I loved this absolute brawl between these two. It was a great fight, hard hitting, chops, kicks to the freaking side of the head. Pete Dunne nailed freaking Ludwig in the side of the freaking head. It was freaking nuts. And this was the first time in a long time that I felt I was watching Pete Dunne. This is Pete Dunne, bro. He had his wrestling singlet on. He looked like Pete Dunne. He didn't look like Butch, which I loved. He had Sheamus and Ridge on ringside, Gunther on ringside for Ludwig. And then after the match, Sheamus and Gunther sort of had a face-to-face, but then Gunther ended up retreating. There was no physical altercation between them at all. I'm really excited for this match at Clash of the Castle coming up later today. But yeah, Butch and Ludwig, amazing match that Butch was able to pick up the victory in. He was able to hit the bitter end and take out Ludwig. I loved it. I loved that match so much. Definitely match of the night. Moving over here, we had Ronda Rousey come out with a little piece of paper talking about how her suspension was lifted. She called out Adam Pearce, and she's like, I went to higher ups and I got my suspension lifted. Can you believe it? And then Adam Pearce cut this really decent promo about how he's not appreciated in the business. Yes, I know that is one of the J&J Securities, Joey Mercury, right there. I thought it was really cool how Pierce was able to cut a promo, just developing his character a little bit more than just, okay, you're going to have a match, okay, you're going to have a match. No, this was actually really good. He was talking about how he's underappreciated, never thanked. I was like, dude, this is actually pretty good. And then he called Ronda the B word, and then freaking got taken out. Freaking Ronda Rousey locked in the armbar on Adam Pearce and then took him out, man. Wasn't bad. I really enjoyed Adam Pearce's promo over Ronda Rousey's little armbar that she did. Adam Pearce cut a kick butt promo. Moving over here, it was an open challenge set up by Happy Corbin. He said, open challenge to anybody. I want to take on anyone. And then Shinsuke Nakamura responded. It was a match. Shinsuke Nakamura in the end was able to hit the Keen Sasha on Happy Corbin and pick up the victory. But what happened after the commercial break will blow your mind. A limousine pulls up with long horns on the front. You know who that is. John Bradshaw Layfield, guys. JBL is going to be accompanying Happy Corbin to the ring now. he says out the window, we didn't see JBL, but I know his voice, and I know nobody else will have those long horns on their limousine other than JBL. So he was like, what happened to you? And then he gets in the car, and so I think JBL is going to reinvent Happy Corbin into Baron Corbin, maybe again. I'm really excited. I think both of them work. They sort of have the money gig going on. I'm interested. I'm very interested to see what's going to go on with that. And then moving over here to our main part of the show, main event promo, if you will, of the show. It was Sami Zayn and the Usos coming out celebrating the over 2-year reign as champion for Roman Reigns. It got interrupted by Drew McIntyre as Roman Reigns was pulling up to the building. He kicked him in the side of the head and then ran out to the ring to take out Sami Zayn and the Usos. After he did that, he cut a little promo talking about he's going to kick Roman Reigns' head off in Wales and how he's just going to go crazy. But yeah, wasn't a bad way to end the show. Not my favorite thing, kind of repetitive. I'm very interested, though, to see who's going to win, either Roman Reigns or Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle. I will definitely be tuning in on that, and stay tuned for a review video of that entire show. It ought to be dropping maybe tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, guys, that was the weekend review for this week. SmackDown, I'm going to give a solid 2 out of 5. I thought it wasn't a bad show, but not my favorite show. I really enjoyed Butch versus Ludwig. Oh my God, so good. Or Pete Dunne versus Ludwig Kaiser. Great match. Let me know what you guys thought about SmackDown and Raw down in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. BrettO Live out.